Hey guys, welcome back for another video. It's me, Winter Will. You guys read the title. I'm going to be talking about my expectations for my second year of college. And it felt like yesterday when I first started college, which is kind of crazy that now I'm already in my second year. I'm not halfway because my program is 5 years, but I feel like in the 2 years alone, or I should say my first year alone, I have grown a lot and learned a lot from other people around me. And I also learned more about myself. And I think this is the first time I was very hyper focused on trying to work on myself and my future. Throughout my first year, I had an existential crisis where I just did not know what I wanted to do. I believe I told you guys this, but I changed my major or considered changing it like 8 times, which is not really good, but considering that this is the first year, it's not going to negatively impact anything. If you decide to change your major during your third, fourth year, then yeah, that's problematic, but during my first year, I just kept changing it. I kept exploring new areas that I wanted to do or was considering doing instead. But IT is where I'm going to be at, specifically networking and systems administration, which it seems to be where I'm headed to. And throughout this summer, I've been working on building my professional portfolio. I've been reaching out to recruiters and business professionals. I've been building my own network lab using Cisco Packet Tracer. I know this is just a bunch of technical junk that some of you guys may not know or are aware of, which is fair because I wasn't either. And I also worked on Google certificates. I obtained a Google Cybersecurity Professional Certificate, although I am a little bit worried because a lot of people say that doing that certificate wasn't worth it, but it's Google, and I'm pretty sure recruiters will see that I'm trying to learn on my own, which they would probably like. So I don't think it's totally a waste of time or effort to do stuff like that. And I believe they would appreciate me trying to work up and learn IT soft skills and cybersecurity skills because I'm trying to lean more towards the cybersecurity part of IT because, like I said, I think I said this in the past, but I'm trying to get into this banking company, and I feel like understanding cybersecurity would definitely align with their goals. Anyways, let's not waste any time. I mean, I have briefly stated what I was going to be talking about in this video. So this video will be divided into 4 different sections. The first section will be my major, my courses, and my schedule. So my schedule is actually pretty flexible. I am taking 6 classes, which is the full maximum I can take, because typically college students take 18 to 21 credit hours per semester. So yeah, I'm taking my max of 18 hours, and fortunately 3 of them are online, which can be a little bit stressful though because I've taken 2 online at the same time, and bouncing between the 2 was difficult, so 3 might be a lot. And considering I also had 3 classes in person as well, so literally half of my classes are online, half of them are in person. But it's actually pretty nice because I have Fridays off, but I'm saving those days for volunteering, which I would talk about in a different section later. So yeah, I only have classes Monday through Thursdays, and I start classes at 1 or 2 p.m. So my mornings are just free, I suppose, but I'll probably be working on stuff in those gaps. As of my courses, I am taking more courses related towards my concentration in networking and system administration. Last year, I took courses on coding and programming, which is just like the foundational general education IT courses that everyone has to take. But now I'm actually diving into more so of, well, actually these courses are still part of the general education IT classes, but they're more sided with my concentration, which I like. The classes I'm taking is like networking, Linux, and database management, which is pretty nice. I get to learn about Linux, SQL, and networking principles, which I know this just sounds like a bunch of technical junk if you're not aware with what those are, but if anyone who is in like computer science or IT or cybersecurity, they would know what I'm talking about here. So yeah, I'm excited, and I have, like I said, I worked on my Google cybersecurity certificate over the summer, which fortunately enough focuses on all three of those things: computer networking, Linux commands, and SQL, which would be useful and give me a better advantage when I start those courses in the next few weeks here. And on top of those three IT classes, I'm taking my information systems certificate class and two other general education stuff. I think I'm taking chemistry and composition. Essentially, my schedule is just half of them is IT and two of them is just general education, and one of them is my management information systems certificate requirement. So yeah, I have a nice schedule here, and I'm excited because I get to finally do courses that feel more important to me, because like I said, the last ones I took was coding and programming, which wasn't really my interest, at least not anymore. So that would be nice to finally do something that's more towards what I really wanted to do, and it aligns with my business and professional goals and skills. All right, section 2, co-op and internship searching. So in my degree, I am required to have a co-op or internship semester, which will be the spring, obviously, because I'm taking classes in the fall. So that would be a huge game changer next year, and I'm also excited about that because I finally get to earn my own money. But at the same time, with the tech job market, I'm also worried because the tech job market is down right now, especially entry-level positions and the development of AI. So it's a little concerning, and I also am scared to do the interview process and actually getting accepted, because not only that your application has to get accepted or at least move forward in the process, but you also have to nail your interview too, which is like a 2-step thing. So you could knock one of them out but still fail the other, which happened to me over the summer when I wanted to apply to Starbucks. My application went through, but actually, I guess technically I didn't even do an interview, but I had a phone call and I was rejected the offer or the position, which is what I'm worried about when I actually have to do this, because I have to be doing this the entire fall semester, and juggling that with classes too is a little nerve-wracking for me, especially when I'm very busy. But I'm also kind of confident that I'm able to do it because I have been working on my professional portfolio over the past summer, because like I said, I've been reaching out to recruiters. I built a network lab. I got a certificate from Google. So I've been trying to do a lot, and I've been volunteering as well. So hopefully that gives me an advantage when it comes to getting hired by recruiters for co-ops and internships positions. But still, it's not going to be easy than I think, I know for sure. So that's why I'm a little bit worried. But if I do end up getting one, which I hope I do, I am looking forward to learning more in the field, because let's be real here, you learn more just from doing internships and work experience than you do in classes, which I believe is true. Because even just this summer when I was learning these IT skills on my own during my certificate courses for Google, I wasn't worried about the grade or anything. I was just focused on what I was actually watching and doing. Yes, the certificate course did have like graded assignments, but I wasn't really too worried about that because one, they let you retry it first off. And secondly, like it wasn't standard like a actual class, which is nice because that's what the problem I had in high school was that I was too worried about what percentage or letter I need to get in order to move forward rather than what I was actually trying to learn and understand at the time. So when it came to self-learning throughout the summer, I felt like I learned a lot just trying to do it on my own without having to feel like I needed to do something for a grade or, for it to be perfect, exactly perfect. So that was really nice. And yeah, I can say the same for jobs. Well, for like work experience and co-ops, is that you don't need to know everything. And I feel like recruiters and businesses kind of know that. I mean, that is the whole point of co-ops and internships, so that you can learn more by doing tasks in the field. And I don't think they expect you to know every single thing or master every single thing, which is also another thing I learned from my Google certificate course, is that a lot of people, or at least instructors in that program, said that they didn't know anything either. And some of them were doing jobs that were not related to cybersecurity or IT, but they still managed to get into it. So it just shows the importance that you don't have to be a tech person to get into tech, which I really like that they drew that message, because now it makes me more confident and makes me realize that, hey, I don't have to master Python programming, or I don't have to master SQL or Linux, which I struggled a lot during that course. I mean, I did okay, but I wouldn't say that I mastered the skills. Anyways, let's move on to section 3, which is volunteering. So, as I said, I was a cleaning crew over the summer at this cafe place that I volunteer for. And now I'm going to be doing a different position where I'm going to be a cafe support role, which is basically you just make non-caffeinated drinks like smoothies and juice. I don't know. I didn't read the description. I just applied to it. I just applied for it because I need that volunteer hours. And it also shows that I'm a good, well, quote-unquote employee, but it's actually volunteer. But it shows recruiters that, hey, I'm willing to work for free. Even doing the dirty work like cleaning toilets, I'm willing to do that for free. So yeah, and plus I'm doing this to renew my scholarship. So it benefits a lot of ways for me. And I've also met a lot of cool people too during my time over the summer, and I'm excited to do the same for the fall, especially when there's going to be more people in the fall semester. So yeah, a lot of new opportunities here and a lot of new... I don't know where I'm going with this, okay? I don't know where I'm going with this, but basically I'm doing a different role, which I think will also look nice on a resume too, that recruiters will see that, hey, I'm willing to try different roles at my volunteer place, so he must be like versatile and willing to try new things. So, which I am, of course. So yeah, I feel like that would be very nice, and I cannot wait because my cousin Tram, who I made videos with in the past, she's also going to be volunteering as well, and this would be her first year at the same college as me. So, and basically she has the same scholarship as me, so she also needs volunteer hours to renew it. So I hooked her up with my manager or director so that she can also get a position as well, and she's also a cafe support role. I mean, she's going to be doing Monday mornings. I'm going to be doing Thursday and Friday mornings because our class schedules are different and we need to do shifts that align with our gaps in free time. So, yeah, I am excited for that because not only that me and Tram will have something to bond over, but she will also be a part of the volunteer community for this cafe, which is a nice and friendly community, I will say so myself. During the past 3 months I've been volunteering, and I'm excited to see where like her social interactions and relationships will go, not just at the volunteer place but also at the same college in general, because not only Tram is going to be a part of the same volunteer place as me, but she's also going to be a part of the same club as me. She's going to be joining the Vietnamese club that I'm in. And the reason for that is because during her graduation back in May, my friend from the Vietnamese club, like her mom is friends with Tram's dad, or my uncle. Me and my friend essentially just recruited her and encouraged her to join the club. So yeah, Tram's going to be joining the same Vietnamese club that I'm in this fall, which I'm excited for, because not only that me and Tram get to bond over volunteering, but also the Vietnamese club too. And she will also be doing the same things that I did and experienced last year, which I'm also excited for, because last year we went to like different states, watched cultural shows, and me and her both applied to a cultural show. Well, our college's cultural show, but she also has the opportunity to visit different cities and states to see other Vietnamese clubs' cultural shows, which is what I did back in February. And I'm excited to have her along and be part of the Vietnamese club. And like I said, I'm also excited that she will also be a part of the volunteer community as well. So yeah, I'm not going to talk too much about family though, aside from Tram, because in the past few weeks, I made a lot of videos on my family, like my older relatives and my toxic relationship with my mom. So I don't really want to talk about my family anymore, but Tram is an exception because she's going to be part of the same campus as me and doing the same stuff as me, which I like. I like that a lot for her. She's going to be doing biochemistry, by the way, if you guys are wondering. She's going to be doing pharmacy, I believe, after she finishes her education. And while I'm at it, I'm going to be talking about my friendships and relationships with my friends. So aside from my volunteering community and the Vietnamese club that I just talked about, so I have met a lot of people last year. And the thing about next fall is that my friends are living in different apartments, or dorms, I should say. Before, they all lived in the freshman dorms, and they were also roommates too, so it was more convenient to meet up with them. But now, both of them are living in 2 different dorms, like off campus, a little bit off campus. But not only that, but they're also not roommates either. They have different roommates. So meeting up with them will be a little more inconvenient than last year, because like I said, last year they lived in the same building, same room. They were roommates, but now they live in different buildings because only freshmen can live in the freshman dorms on campus. The rest, everyone else, they had to find their own housing after that. I think, although there can be as exceptions, I guess, if you get approved, but they are living a little bit off campus and they have their own dorms and roommates now. And so, like I said, meeting up will be a little bit inconvenient and maybe difficult, but I believe that our friendships are still going to be strong. We can still have time to hang out and do stuff together. I don't even care like what we do. We could even just go to the library and do work. As long as I'm in the same room with them, then I'm having a hell of a great time, which is also what we did last year. A lot of times people would just do work together in the library, and that's all I needed was to be happy. All I needed was just them to be with me when I'm just studying, which is nice. Like, we don't have to go out, we don't have to eat out or go to clubs or parties. I don't care. As long as we're just together doing something, then that's all that I care about, really. I mean, even just like walking around campus just for exercise, I'm okay with that. Or just like sitting in the same room and just talking. I don't care. I don't care. As long as just me and my friends are just in the same room talking to each other and interacting with each other, that's all I care about. So, you don't really need to go out and go partying or spend money. You don't need to do all of that. You can just have them over, just go on a walk, talk to them, and that's all I really need. And that's what that's what we did last year, and I'm hoping we can do the same this year. But as I said, it's going to be a little bit more difficult because everyone has their own living situations now. I mean, it makes sense because we're second years. And speaking of which, I feel like we might be a little bit more busier because our courses are probably more difficult considering that we're second years now. And there's also other responsibilities that we have. Like I said, I'm volunteering now in the mornings on Thursdays and Fridays. So, yeah, I'm not sure about what their plan is, like each of their plans, but they each have their own plans as well. So, yeah. And I also have some friends who graduate as well, which is kind of sad already because I only just met them last year. And you're telling me that they're already going to be graduating by the time this semester is over. It's just too soon, it's just too soon. And finally, in terms of what I want from last year compared to this year is I do want to meet new people. I do want to meet new friends and have new experiences like I did last year. I want that. But I also want to remain the same, the friends and relationships that I do have. I want them to become stronger and better. Obviously. I mean, I feel like that's way too cliche, but it's the truth. So, yeah. I mean, my first year was exciting because it was refreshing. It was new. Whereas in high school, it was just the same formula of, I get into high school drama. I become depressed. I have something against my mom. And it just circles back and forth like a triangle. So, but with college, at least my first year, it was refreshing, new, and more relieving, really. So, I just want the same feeling like I did last year and the same, opportunities of experiencing new things and meeting new people, which feels like it happens a lot the more I'm on campus or just downtown because I live uptown, or at least more uptown. And finally, the question that I'm not sure if any of you guys are asking, but me dating, if I'm going to be honest, I don't think it will be this year. At least this fall. Spring, I mean, I have my co-op and internship or whatever in the spring. So there's also the chance that I don't think it will be in the spring either. But maybe my third year. I'm not confident enough that my second year I will find my significant other, but I am willing to, meet, talk to people, and I don't know. Okay, I mean, if it happens, it happens. I'll be happy if it happens, but I'm not gonna put my expectations really high when it comes to that because I do just want to focus on finding my first co-op and internship. But like I said, if it happens, it happens. I'm not going to complain. I actually rather have it happen, but if it doesn't, then it doesn't really matter to me. So, yeah, that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to comment about that. But I know everyone in my family, like Tram, Carly, Helen, and even my sister, they're all dating. And yeah, I do feel left out, but I rather just not rush it. I rather just focus on what I can do at the moment because I feel like that's more important than trying to rush the game. Obviously, I don't want to make it happen too late, after college, because that would really suck. And it's much harder to find someone after college in the work field. But, I mean, I'm also not going to try to rush it because the last time I tried chasing, I was seen as a creep and desperate, which was very unhealthy. I don't want to chase anymore because it was just an unhealthy mindset to have back in high school. And I'd rather not repeat history, if you know what I'm talking about. So,
yeah, if it happens, it happens. But yeah, guys, that's the end of this video. Thank you guys for watching. So yeah, my schedule will be a little bit different, maybe a little difficult and inconsistent, which I feel like you guys should expect that, considering that I'm gonna be way busier this school year than I did last school year. So yeah, expect that. Thank you guys for watching. I love you all. Get out.